Now, after months of silence over his political future, former presidential candidate of the NPP, Nana Akufo-Addo, finally says he will contest the position of the flag bearer for his party ahead of the 2016 election, even at the young age of 70.
I have unfinished business, and I'm ready to go back to work. God bless the NPP. God bless Mother God.
Is he the best option for the NPP? Is the party not tired of his long track record of losing elections? Would the delegates give him another shot at executive presidency? This is today's big story. Now, Addo Akufo-Addo, the 2012 presidential candidate of the New Patriotic Party, says he will run for president for the third consecutive time in 2016. After months of remaining silent over the issue, he says he is humbled by the confidence reposed in him and is grateful that so many people want him to run, even at the young age of 70.
I thank the Almighty God that I'm able to say that I feel spiritually, psychologically, emotionally, intellectually, physically, and patriotically strong enough to remain in the hurly-burly of frontline politics. With great humility, therefore, I can announce that when the party opens nominations sometime this year, I shall be ready, God willing, to contest for the position of NPP presidential candidate for the 2016 general election.
Meanwhile, the ruling NDC says Addo's decision will be another opportunity to defeat and politically retire him in 2016.
We are welcoming him with enthusiasm. In fact, we can't wait for MPP to choose Addo because we have fought him. We know where his strengths are, where his weaknesses are, and I think Addo will be an easy prey for us in 2016. And we are also happy that MPP, I hope we are wrong, but our reading of the situation is that MPP is not, they don't appear to be futuristic in their actions. Because clearly you have a candidate who is going down the slope, and you still are investing your hopes in him. The future of NDC doesn't lie, MPP doesn't lie in Addo. Because take the results of Addo in 2008. I mean, his results were better than 2012. So if you begin with maybe 4 regions, and then in 2012 you come down to 2 regions, you can imagine the number of regions he will be winning in 2016. Statistically speaking, that is it. Secondly, there is no, history is not on their side, because since the founding of this country, there has never been any situation where a defeated presidential candidate has emerged to defeat the incumbent president who defeated him in previous elections. It hasn't happened.
The fact is also that Addo will be 72 in 2016 and has had the longest run at Ghana's presidency without success, starting as far back as 1998. Must the delegates grant him another shot at the presidency? Shouldn't they just dump him for a fresh compromise candidate who can deliver a win for the MPP? What implications will that hold for the party's winnability in 2016? Let's get onto the telephone lines now and speak to Dr. Ransford Jampo, who is a lecturer at the University of Ghana. So it's great to have you here on today's big story. You can hear me. It's great to have you on today's big story. Now, now that Nana Addo himself has indicated that he will be ready to contest the party's primary for president, what is the does the dynamics look like?
Well, it calms down tension, and now it eases anxiety. Now everybody knows that everybody within the party knows that he's not going to contest, and so there is that clarity, and people are now aware of whether he's contesting or not. I mean, it's not clear, and so it calms down the anxiety that had characterized, the activities of the party.
Right. So, but do you see Nana Addo as the candidate who will win the presidency for the party in 2016?
Well, that I don't know. Between now and 2016, it's a very long time in politics. In politics, one day is enough to change issues and perceptions and all that. And so I don't know whether the simple fact that he has declared his intention to contest. Don't forget that the party itself is yet to go through primaries to elect whoever would be their flag bearer. And so you have that hurdle to jump before then you can ask this question.
Right.
And I want to say that it is not a straightforward matter as to whether he can win 2016 elections or not. It depends on what happens. Right now, we all know that things are not moving so well in the country. But take note that it may change, it may not continue. And so it depends on the way the economy is managed. It depends on the way governance is effected. If it changes positively, then it will be a different ballgame. And so it depends on how the certain government manages affairs.
Right. So it appears the posturing of the leadership of the party is to be behind Nana Addo. If indeed Nana Addo should contest for the party's primary, would it be prudent if the party approves him unopposed?
Well, I don't know. It depends on the internal democratic structures of the party. If they want him to go unopposed, it should be by consensus. But if you clearly have people who have also indicated that they want to contest, then you should have a fair play. You should create a level playing field, and you should allow competition. At the end of the day, may the one who has the most progressive message, may the one who appeals to the delegates win. But you should not do anything to undermine free and effective competition.
Right. Now, let's put Nana Addo out of the picture a little and look at the winnability of the party itself, the MPP. There is the Akan-Achim Confederacy perception that many people hold about the MPP. So, going forward, what kind of candidate does the party require in order to beat off these perceptions and present itself as a formidable party to win?
Well, the party needs somebody who will be able to play a role as a unifier. Oftentimes, anytime you have competition, it brings some disunity and schisms within the party. They should ensure that after there have been competition, they will be able to close their ranks and unite to be able to. Hello.
Yeah, I'm listening, sir. Yes, sir.
There is a back from at the back.
Oh, sorry,
so they should be able to unite and close their ranks and present a simple message that will be appealing and attractive to Ghanaians. And that message would be measured or weighed vis-a-vis what the incumbent government will also present to Ghanaians. And at the end of the day, Ghanaians will decide. And so, in my view, they need somebody who will be able to unite them and close their ranks and ensure that the party unity is not sacrificed.
So what should be the consideration? Qualification, experience of the individual who will be leading the tribe? For example, there are people who say that the MPP must be bold to perhaps push for somebody like Dr. Bawumia to lead its rank, to shed off the Akan Achim Confederacy perception of the party in order to make it winnable.
Well, I don't know. I disagree. It shouldn't be an ethnic consideration as such. It should be somebody who has experience, somebody who has expertise, somebody who has a strength, and somebody who would be able to deliver on in bettering the lot of Ghanaians. And so, for me, ethnic considerations shouldn't be so much a factor that must be projected so much. Otherwise, then every now and then you have a particular ethnic group coming up to say it's our turn and all that. Yes, it is true that the NPP is being criticized or is perceived as largely an Akan-based party. But there are so many things they can do to shed that Akanistic posturing or perception. But it doesn't necessarily mean that in this particular flag bearership race, somebody who comes from somewhere necessarily must be made the flag bearer. I think it depends on the delegates. So let's leave it to the wisdom of the delegates who would control affairs during the process.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Ransford Jumpo. We'll still have you hold, and we also joined on the line by Ken Nuosu. Ken is the MPP chairman for the Volta region, and he's a leading member of the party. So, Ken, we just heard Nana Addo saying that he will be ready sometime this year when the party opens nominations for presidential candidates. What is the impression, or what is the vibe you're getting from the ground in the Volta region about this decision of his?
Thank you very much, and good evening to your cherished listeners. I'm no longer, let me correct this, I'm no longer the regional chairman of the Volta region.
Right, thanks for the correction.
The Volta regional chairman is Mr. Peter Amewu.
Right.
I'm now an aspiring national vice chairman.
Right. So,
and I'm actually in Ashanti region now campaigning seriously.
Okay, great. So, I mean,
Nana Addo's declaration today was a welcome news.
Right.
It will put to rest months of speculation and uncertainties that have hung over the neck of the party since, the Supreme Court decision. Going forward, we need to position our party, which process is ongoing now, position the party in the manner that if the party decides that Nana Addo should be our candidate, then the party will make him the president and will not have any excuse to go to Supreme Court or blame anybody.
But Mr. Nuosu, is this going to be easy for the party? If, for example, your party chooses to go with Nana Addo, I mean, Nana Addo has had a very long track record of not being successful with the elections. Starting from 1998, he lost the primaries to Kufuor, and then 2007, he had to go through a compromise with Alan in order to be elected. All these track records are there. How easy is it?
Every driver that was involved in an accident and survived becomes an experienced driver.
Right.
You are not an experienced driver if you perish in an accident. So Nana Addo's election, records show that he's gathered a lot of experience.
So his experience is key for ensuring a win for the party, right?
Yeah, he's an experienced politician, and I believe strongly that he's learned very useful lessons, which will inform, his decision, and for that matter, his effort at the next elections if the party gives him the nod.
So now the key question is that, is the MPP really not tired of Nana Akufo-Addo? He has been around for a long time. Must he be president? Must he necessarily lead the party each time? He's had 2 shots. I mean, I do know that Mills went 2 shots and then he won the 3rd shot. Is that what the party is looking at?
If you look at other democracies, you know, politics goes with experience. And the longer he stays around, I mean, the more experience he's gathered. That is the issue.
Right, Mr. Nwosu, we'll have you hold. We were joined on the line by David Agbe, who is a governance person. Good evening, sir, and thanks for joining us on today's big story.
Yes, good evening, Steve.
Yeah, today, I mean, Addo came out clearly to, like Dr. Jampo said, put everybody's mind at rest that he's going for the shot at presidency for the third time. Is this good or bad for the MPP and governance in general for Ghana?
I think that it is a very good moment to the MPP, and I think that we must use this opportunity to congratulate Addo for, you know, calming the nerves of the party functionaries. I think that it is good for MPP, but if we have to look at it from a nationalistic point of view, I would have thought that Addo would have actually be a statesman by saying that he is going to give all the opportunity to Bawumia to contest, because Addo is the only person in this country that has been able to appoint a vice presidential candidate on 2 occasions. 2008, Addo appointed Bawumia for a vice presidential candidate. 2012, he also did same by appointing Bawumia. So one would have expected that Addo could have said that, oh yes, this is the time that I need to surrender every opportunity to Bawumia to contest, because Addo has every experience. Addo now is beyond, you know, marketability. He has marketed himself in this country and the external world to the extent that everybody has come to appreciate his contribution to democracy in this country. I mean, Addo being Attorney General, having been, you know, a foreign minister for this country, I think that he has done creditably well, that everybody needs to salute him.
But David, what about other members of the party? I mean, Isaac Osei, Frimpong Boateng, and other people who can also be pushed into the limelight to claw a win for the party are not doing so. What is the fascination about Addo, really?
You know, if you take the history of MPP and right from 1996, you could realize that Addo has been, you know, posturing himself to become a president of this country. 1996, had it not been that he was convinced that President Kufuor needs to go, Addo could have been the president at maybe 2001 thereabout. But because he was, you know, convinced for him to surrender for President Kufuor, he did exactly that. So now I think that he is been a statesman, or he has become a statesman. So for him to become more statesman person, he could have surrendered all the opportunities to give to Dr. Bawumia, for everybody to say that yes, Addo understands democracy, he understands the context of politics as far as our country is concerned. And the international community would have also respected him so much that he has sacrificed himself for democracy, and this is the time that he is also nurturing somebody to take his footsteps. And for me, I think that is the way Addo should have gone. But lo and behold, here is the case that he has, you know, said that he's ready to contest for 2016. Should they open the nomination? So I think that in the context of MPP, it is good. But in terms of nationality and looking at it from national point of view, I think that he could have surrendered.
So you think that in terms of nationalism, his third attempt to the presidency smacks of desperation?
I think so, because when you are growing, by 2016, Addo will be 72. And at the age of 72, you have a lot of, you know, challenges to face. You know, mentally, you could realize that you will be brought at a certain point of view. You may have a bit of, you know, mental weaknesses, physical weaknesses, and you'll be battling with a whole lot of, issues, you know, within your body. Although he could be physically, but you could realize that in your bone you could not be so sound enough to be able to, do whatever it takes for you to, become, somebody who can win a lot of votes for the party. Because doing party election and campaigning is a very huge thing that you need the mental ability, physical ability to be able to do all those exercises. And I think that the party needs to do extra more in case Nana-Addo wants to contest for 2016. The party needs to be very, powerful, very exuberant enough to do some magical things. If not, it will be very, very, very serious for Nana-Addo.
But David, there being those who are in support of Nana-Addo's candidature who say that, look, we have a country with a youthful President John Dramani Mahama, and yet the challenges facing this country, from unemployment, graduate unemployment, to the fall depreciation of the cedi, to economic challenges. What's the big deal if we have an older, more experienced president? It doesn't really matter, does it?
Steve, you have traveled, outside this country before. You've studied outside. Could you tell me one presidential candidate for United States who is beyond at the age of 60 years to contesting an election in that country? Hello?
So yeah, I'm listening. So your point is what? Age will not be on his side, and he wouldn't have the intellectual capacity to be an efficient president?
We should hope so. I am praying for him in that direction, that he should have the mental ability, the strength to be able to campaign for his party, for him to become the obvious candidate. But I'm looking at the point of nationalism in terms of development. Does he have the capacity, just like other people, to be able to do that strong exercise? It is not easy. In 2012, the type of campaign that Nana-Addo did in this country, it is so phenomenal. And
right.
The president, John Mahama, couldn't do even half of it. But at the end of the day, he was able to win. So
right, David.
We are looking
at... I'm listening, sir. Yeah, quickly, yeah.
So we are looking at the strength of the presidential candidate. In leadership, it's so much, that you need to display all kinds of your characteristics for you to become that people who trust.
Right, David, let me quickly get a reaction. You've raised quite a lot of issues. Let me go back to Ken Nuosu to give me a reaction. So Ken, you heard David Agbe suggesting that the rigor of running for president at age 72 might be very difficult for Nana Akufo-Addo. Right, I think we've lost Ken, who had been on the line for a while. We're trying to raise him back on the line to give a quick reaction to David Agbe's suggestion or comment that age could be a big deal for Nana Akufo-Addo moving forward. So, David, back to you again. Moving on, the party has a lot of people they can field, and I do know that Nana Akufo-Addo's statement that he will be ready to contest for the party's flag bearer is not a done deal. There are people like Dr. Apreku, there are people like Professor Frimpong Boateng who can all... Right, I'm told that we've got Ken back on the line. So, Ken, quick one. David is telling us that Nana Akufo-Addo's age, by the time he will be ready to contest the 2016 election, might make it a bit difficult for him because of the strenuous demand of political campaigns and the intellectual requirement of becoming a president. Your reaction?
Oh, you see, as for age is a state of mind. There are people who are old and are stronger than very young people. I have followed Nana-Addo on a few occasions. There are times that he moved and some of the younger guys will lag behind. And the fact of the matter is that Nana-Addo is already a marketed commodity. I don't think that Nana-Addo will need to do the kind of strenuous campaign that he did in the past.
You genuinely think so?
I think so.
Because if he's contesting against John Mahama and Emisa Arthur, that's a tough ticket he's contesting against. And especially if he had lost against them, it will not be easy.
I have been campaigning myself across the country in the last few weeks.
Right.
it is a state of mind.
It's a state of mind. Okay.
It is a state of mind. Once the person, has enthusiasm, the spirit just comes. And the fact of the matter is, I see this business of politics. Normally, it is not an individual interest. You see, sometimes the call from your supporters, the grassroots, and you weigh that against your personal interest, then you probably want to sacrifice your personal interest and listen to, the call by the rank and file, to stand and to, as it were, lead them in a campaign.
So, Ken, these views you hold, are they views reflective of the broad members of the party, or this is only the Nanado faction view or your personal view?
No. The question you ask, you see, the point is that, you see, we are in a very large party. It's a democratic party. Our opinions will always be as different as our faces.
Right. That's right.
Yes. Our opinions are, but the argument is about Nanado, and I'm arguing. I don't think that age is a barrier. I mean, it's a state of mind.
Right.
And Nanado is an experienced politician. He's been in this business all his life. And he knows the challenges. And I think that he's weighed the challenges and realized that you'll be equal to the task.
So David Agbe earlier said that Nanado is a statesman and he would have done himself incredible good if he had gone ahead to push for somebody like Dr. Bawumia to take his place rather than he going for the third shot. What do you say to that?
That is rather wrong. That is rather wrong. That is rather wrong. You see, that is presumptuous because Nanado thinks that he still has the strength and the enthusiasm to run. And if somebody is suggesting Dr. Bawumia, what is Dr. Bawumia himself saying? But Nanado would not have done this without consulting with Dr. Bawumia because he told the whole world that he's done broad consultations before arriving at this. And I don't have any problem with that.
Right,
there are other people who have shown interest, in contesting. Why should somebody conclude out Dr. Bawumia? And Addo could still have also settled on somebody else other than Dr. Bawumia for, reasons best known to himself.
So how will it appear to the party if somebody like Dr. Bawumia also announces that he's going ahead to contest for the flag bearership of the party?
That would be suicidal. It will be suicidal. It will be unheard of.
But he has a right to decide that he will contest or not to contest.
But morally, that would be wrong.
What moral basis would that be? Moral basis that he cannot contest with somebody who has lost two times for your party already?
Nanado has always had confidence in Bawumia and has always picked him since he had the opportunity to pick a running mate. On the two occasions that he had opportunity to pick a running mate, he always picked Dr. Bawumia.
Right.
That shows his confidence and trust in the man.
Right.
So it will be, abuse of that confidence, breach of confidence for Dr. Bawumia to contest if Nanado had clearly declared to the whole world that he's going to contest.
Right. Thank you very much, Ken Nuosu. We're grateful for your time. This is today's big story. We're also grateful to Dr. Jampo, who joined us on the line, and David Agbe, who also joined us on telephone. My name is Stephen Enti. We'll be back with an interactive segment. Stay with us. Welcome back to the interactive segment. Gladys, what's up?
Sure, we're still talking about Nanado and his decision to contest flag bearership if nominations are opened.
Okay, so take it over.
Right, thank you. My name is Gladys Osei already. Welcome to the segment. So we will continue the discussion about Nanado's announcement to contest the NPP's flag bearer position when nominations are opened. Keep your comments coming through our social media platforms, facebook.com/joynewsontv, twitter.com/joynewsontv, and the handles are at joynewsontv and #JNinteractiveG8. The email is joynewsim@multitvworld.com. Keep your comments, your opinions, your views, whatever you're thinking, all coming through the social media platforms. But after a relatively lengthy period of uncertainty, the cat is finally out of the bag. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has confirmed he shall contest the NPP flag-bearership position to lead the party to the 2016 elections. But really, did we expect him to say otherwise? Here's Nana Addo speaking at his residence shortly after the Supreme Court ruled in the landmark election petition case, which declared President Mahama winner of the 2012 elections.
I've just called President John Dramani Mahama and have now congratulated him on being elected the 4th President of the 4th Republic of our country. Whilst I disagree with the court's decision, I accept it. I accept that what the court says brings finality to the election dispute. We shall not be asking for a review of the verdict so we can all move on in the interests of our nation. I am saddened by the verdict, and I know that many of our supporters are saddened too. However, for the sake and love of our country, we must embark on a path that builds rather than destroys to deal with our disappointment.
Well, Nana Addo took a break from politics after the ruling, but promised to make his political future known at a later date. And then came concerns about his age.
I'm going to do the amania with the leaders and the elders of the party. Yes, yes, absolutely. I'm going to do that. Yes. And when that has been done, I'll announce my decision. But I believe it's a decision that will help the party, the decision that will help the country. To your question is, in a short while, you'll hear a full answer. But it'll be a good one. I promise you that.
Well, but Nana Addo says he's still young, even at age 70, and will contest the flag-bearer position.
I have learned a lot in 4 decades in frontline politics. I continue to learn. I've made mistakes in my life. I have said things I could, on hindsight, have put better. I have tasted defeats and also chalked some success. I've played my part to see multi-party democracy becoming entrenched in our nation. We have unfinished business, and I'm ready to go back to work. God bless you. God bless Mother Ghana.
Last week, when he visited Kumasi, some NPP supporters said they would not vote for the party if Nana Addo did not contest. Well, he has announced that he will contest. So what's the mood in Kumasi today? Let's quickly cross over to Kumasi and speak to Ohimin Teria of our sister station, Inshira FM, who will be telling us, gauging the mood for us in Kumasi. Hello, Ohimin. Hello, Ohimin. Do I have you online?
Yes, I'm Gladys.
Right, thanks for joining us on JN Interactive. But really, how has Kumasi reacted to Nana's announcement?
Yes, I will say to the teaming MPP supporters in the capital of the Ashanti region, Kumasi to be precise, is a welcome news for them. It's something that they have been expecting. And don't forget that a few weeks ago, when Nana came to the Menchia Palace, for instance, to greet the Asante Hene, some supporters had clad with some papers indicating the fact that no Nana, no vote. So today's announcement from the former flag bearer, according to them, is a relief. Some also believe strongly that Nana's presence in the political terrain again will also
bring some competition from the NPP to the NDC so that they will be able to rival the NDC. Some suggest that if you look at the various political parties, apart from the NPP, none of them can come close to the pedigree of NPP. So Nana's inclusion or Nana's coming into the picture will bring some sort of competition between NPP and then NDC.
I see. So obviously they are excited that he is going again. But aren't they worried about his age and all? They are very okay with everything.
Yes, for the MPP supporters, they care not about Nana's age, whether it's a Methuselah or whatever. For them, it's okay for them. Once Nana will bring numbers to the political party, they are okay. But I spoke to a few others who are not politicians. They don't support any of the political parties. A few of them believe that Nana should have considered his age and also throw in the towel, decide not to contest again. As he made a decision after the Supreme Court's ruling, that was a welcoming one. So those in the other divide had expected him to also rescind his decision not to contest again. But for the MPP, I must say it's a relief for them. Majority of them are happy. And when I spoke to some of them, their response was that they have been expecting Nana to make the pronouncement, because a few days after he left Kumasi, the media have been inundated by calls and reports that Nana will surely come back and then contest for the party. So they are happy that their idol politician is back to lead them again.
All right, Ohemen, thank you so much for sharing the mood of Kumasi with us here on JN Interactive. So they are happy Nana is contesting again, right? So let's quickly see what you have also been expressing on WhatsApp. Who has been saying what? Are you equally happy that Nana is contesting again, right? So Majid Nambe Nana says, we love you regardless of what some people say about you. That's coming from Majid Nambe Nana. He's also happy Nana is considering contesting flagbearship again, right? Richard Apia says, Nana will succeed whether you like it or not. That's coming from Richard Apia. Thank you, Richard, for expressing your thoughts with us. Kweku Dompre says, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is a brilliant and well-matured politician who can take effective decisions for this country and will benefit Ghanaians. Dobre, thank you for your contribution. Peter Suka says, JM will win Nana again come 2016. Okay, so you think JM will win again, whether Nana or not? Upon Fee Sechi says, we need a leader like Nana Addo. This country, you did not complete your WhatsApp message. Crapper says, I'm not surprised at all by his decision, and I believe that was the right move because he was able to pull about 5,000 million votes during last election. So I think he can do better. Pauline says, whether Nana or JM, the value is still the same. Pauline, so are you contesting yourself? Right, thank you for contributing, Pauline Novienu. Okay, Raphael says, SUA NPP is doomed. You're laughing at SUA. All right, Raphael, thank you for contributing. Trevor Norris says, I feel he can do far better than Mahama. Trust me. Okay. We'll try and see if we can trust you. Trevor, thank you for your contribution. Kala Sakara says, Nana Addo, we the people of Sola are proud of you. No Nana, no vote. Victory 2016 for the NPP. All right. So now let's hit the streets and see what people make of Nana Addo's decisions.
Why not? It's okay. Yeah, it's better. Yeah, because Nana Addo is good. First, we are in this MPP, NDC, but right now NDC is not working good to us. So we decide our mind. We want Nana Addo to come right now.
Very good. We like it.
And why?
The reason is that the economy now is collapsed. The economy collapsed. We want Nana to come and do the economy fine for us.
Nana, because it's good. Because of the free education and the other petty things and all. So Ghanaians, we are crying for Nana. We want you to come back beautifully and strongly, you know, because we are hungry. Seriously, nothing is moving, nothing is going on. The president is destroying the nation just like that. You see, so we are missing Nana, really. We miss him, no.
Because of he get vision in Ghana here. That's why I like her.
Okay, we Ghanaians need Nana because we are suffering and we know what Nana can do for Ghanaians. But no, that does not mean anything because if we look at Zimbabwe, the president is up to 90 years, but he still perform. So Nana can done better. Yeah.
Right, so you had some views on the streets. Well, I'll catch up with that here. When we come back, we'll be on Facebook. So if you haven't dropped your comment yet, do that quickly. Welcome back. So if you have just joined us, we are taking our Facebook comments on JN Interactive. But the topic we are looking at today, Nana Addo will contest the flag bearership slot of the NPP with the aim of leading the party in the 2016 presidential elections. Were you surprised by this announcement or you expected it? Right, so you have been sharing your thoughts with us on Facebook. Majid Awudu says, the success of any man is always led by his patience. Indeed, I'm very, very happy to hear Nana Addo announce that he would contest again. Since Prof. Atani had his victory in his third round, Nana will also try his last chance to see what God will do for him. We expect nothing but victory. Morris Poije says, it's good to have him back. In actual sense, Nana believes and trusts himself to bring in something developmental to Ghana. Just that most Ghanaians are conservative. Anyway, all Ghanaians should keep their castigations and allow Nana to try his luck. In fact, there is no harm in trying. Dennis Odysseus Safo says, Dictor Sewa Frimpon says, if you are all about winning and you happen to be a member of the NPP, I think then you lost your way and must locate yourself to NDC, because NPP is not all about winning. It's about visionary leaders who are catalysts for propelling development in socio-economic affairs of the state. Even in the backstage, Nana Addo's and assertions on national matters makes him of a president than Mahama will ever be. The NDC is the party that's all about winning and will use any crooked way to get to power. I will vote for Nana even in 2100. If we both are alive by then, he's still contesting. Nana is Ghana's president from 2016 to 2025. Mark it in your history books. Afram Sassi says, another easy win for the NDC in 2016, and you are laughing it off. Samora Owusweje says, why should I be surprised when the so-called youthful president is not clicking? Nana, you are welcome, and we believe come 2016, you will win to take us from this bondage. Francis Osayakoto Touchnut says, we are solely behind you. Nana, oh, Nana. Addo Mickey says, cheer. Colin says, well, may Allah punish NDC and its followers for collapsing and sinking Mother Ghana. That is coming from Holabak, Nega Yusuf. And Moses Abachuba says, 0 vote. Ekuafele says, I think Nana should take a rest. Maxwell Oche says, do you see why we the youth are jobless? Nana Addo is just one of many old gurus who do not want to leave the scene at all for the young ones to also demonstrate what they have. You see greed at its peak. You have taken a twist altogether. Umar Farouk says, Nana was not born president, so how can he be a president? Kicha Simon says, every human learns from mistakes. I hope he does well this time. Good luck, Nana. It's not easy. Calvin Tebi says, oh, this isn't news at all. But come off it. Those of you who are insulting and saying all kinds of rubbish things, do you think Nana needs people of your caliber to support him to achieve his vision? You are an NDC NPP supporter, and so what? Must you always come here and insult people who are well off than you? Look at how Ghana is sinking, stinking, corrupt, the hardship we are going through, and all you people know is to come here and show your party colors. Shame on you. Okay, I guess I might have missed those showing of their party colors. That's upsetting you. All right, Root Manager Amwa says, Nana, John says, I'm even wondering if I'll vote the rest of my life. Politicians are killing the citizen patriotic morals. We used to do communal labor. It can't happen because public servants throughout your 30-year can't buy a car, house. A politician 4 years will do all while complaining. Then what's the wisdom or sense in standing all day to vote? Okay, Teria Lickle says, oh, Nana, go rest. George Littrot says, it's step in the right direction. Abeku Simpson says, anyone who expresses any form of surprise would only exhibit naivety. The very purpose of the election was for this end, to make the Akufo-Addo ticket relevant till 2016. The man wants to be president at all costs. Why would anyone be surprised? Safiano Adam says, we need Nana badly to rescue us from the Pharaoh. Nana is a creme de la creme politician. Patrick Mensah says, I need Nana back. I expected it because Olu Abba boys are brave. Alright, that's coming from Bernard Danse. Raymond Nyakpo says, the party is dominated by the accounts truly. I think a third defeat for Nana will retire him entirely. Emmanuel Asimadu says, not 2016 BCS, Better Ghana agenda is not complete. Malam says, why politicians could be able to meet their targets within 2 to 4 years for putting up story buildings and do not even go back to their electoral areas to find out their problems. Shame onto those politicians. Daniel Tano says, yeah, that's what in fact I am expecting. Just cause Nana Addo is the right and the best man to move Ghana forward. Usman Abudu says, oh God, Nana should leave NPP and Ghana alone because we don't want his governance, no matter the money he claims to have, but we are saying no. Lowgate Genesis says he will win now that Ghanaians have realized the real man that he is. Emmanuel Justice says feats must be seldom and rare or else they lose their essence as feats. I'm very surprised Nana would desire to lose his essence as a statesman. Abdul Razak says, what a good news. We're waiting for you to come and relieve us from this mess. Abdul, right? So as you wait for Nana to come and relieve you from this mess, perhaps you could make do with this tune made for Nana.
Hey, hi, hey, Nana, hui, Nana, dwe, Kakabo, ole, Kakabo, victory, Kakabo, I, Chimbe, Michachwe. Adesine ubedi agobi ewo cut them sipum cut them never want to nego aswechi atigube yede ye penu kro ganumai amemo mu shi shegu MPP manifesto akona kono imubi nana mani memuana VSS ye pro we don't care ye pro Mebunu nakuma kondo. Memu befo. Nanado na efo. Memu befo. Anaya fi usesi komo.
Right, so those two, it's good news for, I guess, this was a good tune to relax you for the evening. Steve, perhaps you should just go straight to what to expect at news.
Nanado's adult music. Well, on News at 8, the Member of Parliament for Kalkwe Central has called for the resignation of the Mayor of Accra, who he says should be held responsible for the recent collapse of a multi-story uncompleted structure at Niboy Town in Okakwe North constituency. According to him, his failure to ensure those tasked to supervise and inspect buildings in the metropolis efficiently to discharge their duties is enough grounds for his removal.
Right, and we also will be telling you about the Environmental Protection Agency, which says it will soon introduce exhaust emission standards in the country to raise the country's roads of smoldering vehicles. So the exercise, according to the head of the Environment and Quality Department, will help reduce the public's exposure to a high concentration of particles emitted from smoking vehicles.
Well, that's it. That's how we bring today's big story and interactive segment to a close. My name is Stephen Enti.
My name is Gladys Osei already. Thanks so much for your time.
Thanks for your time.